right? So you are going to have this kind of concept in order to do to join the creative workshop also, and it can be like the basis of your final project in this class as well, right? So, please.
Thank you very much for that. So, as we are in the building, and I think this idea I'm going to talk about is pretty much related to this building in particular, because we are moving into this Thailand 4.0 or something. You know what it is? It's the time where in the past all our economy would be based on the manufacturing. So, but as you may know that after China opened the country for trade, and most of the manufacturing activities would be moved to China. So other parts of the world is kind of a little bit retarded, and it's kind of people need to think about how we should move on to the next century. So it becomes this idea of innovation, the economy that would be based on innovation instead of manufacturing. So that's where we are right now, and the trend is the same all over the world. So we are in the era of innovation. So what does this affect the city and the way we should operate, or even affecting our education as a big picture? The idea partly, so once our university started thinking about this, and we met with NIA, it's the kind of National Innovation Agency. So it's the kind of national agency who are looking after innovation. They have been doing this for many years. And in the past, they are the kind of agency where they support the money for innovation. It's been so 10 something years, and it didn't work very well. It's like you give the money to people trying to create something, and there's something wrong with the policy. So what they speculated is that maybe there's something out of the formula somewhere. So they start looking into the world, and they see this idea of innovation district. So maybe you heard about this Silicon Valley thing, right? So it's a kind of place where once you mention the name, and then you kind of have some imagination or some perception and thinking about it. The kind of people being there, activities in the place, and all kind of things. So NIA start thinking about what they call by themselves area-based innovation. So there are the range of big scale, regional scale, national scale, until this innovation district scale. It's a smaller place, which we fit into this, policy, national policy. So this area we are in is actually became a part of national policy for innovation district. In Bangkok, there are 4 areas. The first one they call UOT, which is, Rama Hospital area nearby the monument, the Victory Monument. So that is the area where all medical activities concentrate in that particular area. The second one, you all know it, Siam Square. it's a Siam Square area where it's a center of activities and things. Will be responsible after by Chulalongkorn University. Another area is the new location for TCDC. It's a Thailand Creative and Design Center, which will be moved to Tangtrongchit, so that's the third area, and we are the fourth area. So in terms of national policy, we are one in the four areas of Bangkok that will be under this concept of the mission district. Okay, actually the idea started in Spain, actually in Barcelona. So because of the change of generation, our new generation, they don't have the idea of going to factories, being there and work. And usually the factories would be located somewhere very far from the city center. So imagining, our lives, living in that particular area surrounded with, pollutions and, factories and big roadways and, that kind of industrial feeling about it. So the new generation, they are not, preferring that kind of environment. Working, machines and all that kind of stuff. So what they would prefer is that maybe we prefer more city life. We would love to be able to, travel from our units, maybe condominium, and then go to the workplace in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that kind of stuff. And along the way, maybe we can stop by some coffee shop, or we can bike, that kind of stuff, or even walk, and with a very nice environment, not factories anymore. Right? So, during the industrialization previously, maybe because the manufacturing or estate or industrial estate, they are kind of far away from the city. So the city center of all over the world became kind of died down. And because of the zoning, the concept of the modernism, so separation, segregation, workplace, and then residential area, in that modernism time, people hated, living in the nearby the factories, and they started to have this idea about zoning. They separated residential area and then workplace. So then the city center was supposed to be, in that period of time, the workplace. So became, very quiet at night. Not so many people walking in the city. People go back home, which is would be in the suburban area, that kind of stuff. So a lot of crimes and unused structures, unused buildings. People move out. So it's very nice to bring people back in, because the density, in the modern this period of time, we love to see more density, adjacency, nearby. People can walk, people can touch, and there's a mixture of things. At night, it's still lively. It's like Bangkok used to be categorized as a really bad city, because of the integration. There's not clear zoning. You go out and then you can see houses, and then you can see factory, you can see shops, you can see many things close by together. It's like very, a lot, too many, in one period of time, they say it's too many activities. They imagine that if you come back home, it should be quiet, peaceful, and garden, and greenery, and that kind of stuff. We go to work and do something like this. But Bangkok is the mixtures of anything. You walk out of this building and you can see houses, you can see shops, you can see temples, you can see all kinds of things. That's fine. Okay, so that's very good actually for the modern kind of living. So people move back into the city. So the same way. So, and you think about the development of the internet, right? So it means everything is close by. You can have access. You can connect to people very easily through the internet, through communications, through systems. So it's really very possible. So in Spain, they start doing these few things. They did the urban refurbishment. It means that there are unused buildings in the center of the city, and then you come back and try to reuse existing structure. Economic revitalization, bringing people back together, better connections, more possibilities for business, right? People can have food, they can do many things together. Social revitalization, and that is what I mentioned about NIA idea, that what is left out of the equation of innovation is the connectivity. It's not only the connectivity through the internet, but real life connectivity is like we come to meet and talk and discuss and have some human touch together. So that's very important element of that support the innovation. Not only you talk to the internet, it's talk with the machine and everything like that. And the idea was adopted to the US. So they started to have these urban labs. Instead of you do the research in the secrecy, far away from the city. In the past, everything is secret. People don't want people to know many things. And because of the development of the internet system, there's no real secret anymore. All the knowledges. The university used to be, the place where it's a kind of organization which monopolize the knowledge. If you would like to learn something, you need to come to the university. But with the development of the internet, of the World Wide Web and everything, so whatever you would like to know, you just go to the internet. So the knowledges, the ideas and technologies and how to do things are actually there in the internet, right? So the research start to change from secrecy into sharing, right? It should have some stimulation, come to talk with people and then exchange ideas, In the internet, it's like the ocean, right? There's ocean of information, ocean of knowledges, and how to kind of extract or how to pick up the right technology or the right idea from the big ocean. Go out there so fast, so plenty, and you don't know, where to start. But once you come to meet with people and you talk with people, and there's something stimulating the thinking and ideas, and so the new ideas of urban labs is started to be like the place where people come to exchange ideas and active people, and you come to learn from each other and exchange methodologies and that kind of stuff. And then sustainable leadership is really hard to tell, but when you talk about innovation, if you're thinking about doing innovations, maybe if you start with 100%, the real innovation will come out like 1%, 2%, very small amount. So you need to think about this. In order for it to be sustainable, you need another scale of development. You need another scale of development. To be successful, you need a lot more people joining. It's like what we have today. You know, on the 7th floor we have TEDx, KMUTT, right? It's like sharing ideas, inspire people and things like that. So many people coming together and share innovation. You know, in one piece of smart card, there are about 175 patents in this small, you know, card that we have. You know, it's, you know, so in order to get that, you need, you know, small innovations from different people. They combine them together to create new things. Right? So that's the. Okay. So to create this, what you can call a platform. It's not actually a building or area, but it's a platform. So you need to combine these three things together, right? The place, the space, and then the people and the ideas they have. So if we can do this, so then, okay, supposedly you can have some innovation. So this is the concept of this particular building. So what we would like to create is what we call innovation ecosystem. So it needs many things. Firstly, maybe when you talk about innovation, you might think about technology, right? Science, technology, engineering. But it has been proved that, you know, just the machines and technology cannot actually accommodate the needs of people. So you need, you know, elements of design, the understanding of people, right, to join. And, you know, a lot of us came from design background. So it's about imagining, you know, designing, creating new things. But then, you know, in real life, it's not only the idea or the design that will take you to success. There are other elements. You know, you need some money, right? Need some money. So if we would like, for example, if I myself would like to create a home that is more than a home, maybe the home that can, you know, design by itself like an animal. That's not so sure. That's just the idea. In order for me to be able to launch this, let's say, animated home or housing robots or whatever you're going to call it, we need some investment. Right? You need some money. Even do the prototyping and, you know, creating and tasting and, you know, you can have ideas, but if you don't have the money to invest into it and taste it and, you know, it's just the idea. You can sitting and design things and, you know, have the best idea in the world, and you cannot push your idea into the real success without support. And then, and of course, it's not only about the money. You need, you know, in the supply chain, what they call, or you can call innovation chain, whatever things. There would be more people involved, you know, manufacturers, you know, suppliers and things. So we need the industry to involve. And then, as is the shared innovation, you cannot work alone. So there should be elements of human resource development coming in. Creativity, maybe I'm very good at technology, but, you know, how can I be more creative? Or if I have a lot of imagination, how can I be more, you know, systematic in the way I think, and, you know, how can I learn more about the business side of it, something like that. So there should be some human resource development, something over there. And the government, because, you know, a big investment, infrastructure thing cannot be handled by private sectors alone. You need the base internet connections, You need the base. For example, we have the BTS line here. It cannot be done by private sector. No private company is going to decide, okay, I'm going to do a train, right? But the government can. So the government should also play some roles into this equation, right? So that's the elements of what we call innovation ecosystem. Okay. So come to talk about this project, this building we are in. Actually, we started the project on the Bangkok side. 10 years ago, we started a place, we started renting out unused building in the center of the city on Sathon Road to experiment on the idea of having city campus, an area where the university can come and engage with other people, not only in the university itself. And then we rented out the space from private sector. But then, once we tried for some years, and then we started to think we should have our own place. So we bought the land, this piece of land. It's about, let's say, 3,200 square meters, the site. And then this building is about 19,000 square meters. So that's KX where we are there. So as you can see from that big picture, that's the Chao Phraya River, right? And that's the curve, That's the old capital, the ancient city, just right next on the north side of our location. On the so that's where we are, right? That's Chao Phraya River, and the curve of the Chao Phraya River, that's the ancient city, Ratanakosin Island. Okay. And it's on the west side of Chao Phraya River. If you don't know the background of this area, that it used to be the capital situated there on the previous reign, and then we moved to the east side of the river. And on the west side, something that related to Myanmar. We are the direct competitors, right? We always have fights and things. So the perception of the west side is not that good. We moved to the east side of the river. And the development you can see, it's just the horizon, just empty. Most of the development of Bangkok is on the east side of the Chao Phraya River. That perception clinging on up until now. But then you can see it start to have some sign of development here. But the good thing about it is that there are unused buildings, unsuccessful buildings, and the land cost is very cheap. That's very important element of innovation district, because you don't want to, it's not affordable for you to buy very expensive land in the center of the city to start a project. What you need is that if there's some opportunity or location that just right next to the center of the city and so cheap and so affordable for young entrepreneurs to be in. So that's the strategic location for innovation district. And that's the map of the area, right? We are there. That's Wongviet Yai, which is the roundabout. This is the aerial photo of the part of the city. We are there, in this urban fabric. And you can see the density of the area is so dense. A lot of activities going on. So it's really nice. So come to take a look at the infrastructure in the area. You can see that there are roadways already. And even, small soil, small lanes, right? All areas are covered with some kind of infrastructure. Existing infrastructure, no need to invest more into it. you take a look at that. That's the future. Right? So that's the existing line, right? That's Wong Viet Nai Station, Krung Thonburi Station. We are in the middle. Right? But with that line, which is the existing, you cannot fully see the potential of the area. But this golden line, this one is in yellow, it's just approved by the government, and it's the monorail line will be done in 2 years. It's a quick one. Actually, they say that the money came from the private sector, given to the local municipality, and we will have 4 more stations, in the area. A new line is coming in. The purple line just cut through Pasig Road, right? And you will have more stations. What does it mean? It means that in the near future, in let's say 3 years time, 5 years time, this area will be the area that is practically the most is mostly covered by mass transit. You can see the power or the energy sending out from the station, the energy sending out to the station, from the stations, right? So it seems like most of these areas can be, you have a really close access to mass transit, and you can redirect your traveling to many directions, and including, you have Chao Phraya River. On the river, you also have something the same capacity as the train. We have boats, right? We have waterway, no traffic. It's very nice. So it can connect North Bangkok and Southern Bangkok together with the waterway. So what's more, there's some, natural feature. We have the river nearby, so it's kind of nice area. The area, the city, the part of the city that is connected to the waterfront area, which is, it has its own characteristic. Why this is so important element for innovation in cities, because it's so attractive. Instead of you only being in the city, but you are in the city where you can enjoy natural features, right? So that's a plus, element for new generation. And the image of the city, of the old city, that is low rise and things, not accessible. So it's replaced with, the corridor. It's the new urban corridor, cutting it, and you start to see the effects of that urban corridor cutting in. You can see high rises, coming up, popping up. It's because of the power of this urban corridor cutting into the city. Right? So this is the one looking to the Bangkok side. This one is looking to the Thonburi side. You can see this is flat, so still more potential to go. Right? And because it's connected to Chao Phraya River, so currently you will hear from the news that the government is pretty much have some interest to create this as the landmark of Bangkok. So there are a lot of projects associated with the waterfront area. Good and bad, I'm not so sure, because some of the projects I don't like it, but of course there are some thoughts put into it. So that's the physicality of it. For example, that's the ancient city. We are here, right? So that's Chinatown. It's a big development of Chinatown. And in here, there are many things going on. Urban renovation, and this is the Creative City project. that is the new TCDC, the Thailand Creative and Design Center, moved into this, the headquarters of the postal office, and this area is designated as the creative city area, and it's in this innovation project. That is Yanawa, right? That is Sirom, Sathon, Brahmatri. So if you take a look at this, and this is the ancient city, the old capital of Thonburi, right? So you have this very nice fabric and very nice integration of the people from different beliefs, right? Very nice part of the city. There's a master plan for the redevelopment of the area we call Kudinji, right? And that's the popping up of condominium and development, and that's the Icon Siam, the biggest development on the Thonburi side right now. So you can see we are just in the center, and within 10 to 15 minutes you can get to Ratanakosin Island, and you can get to Chinatown, you can get to Krum, you can get to Yanawan, you can get to Ramatri, you can move to Sathon. Just with one move, you can just go to all five financial districts and center of the city and things. So it's quite good, and there will be new bridges to be constructed. So you would have both roadways connection, train connections, and all that stuff. Okay. This is a project called Asiatique. Currently it's on the Bangkok side. But what happened is that they will propose, they are planning for the development of the second phase of the project on Thonburi side, on this side of the river. And they try to connect to side with shuttle boat service. Right? So it's going to be quite nice. That the master plan for Yanawa area. This is the master plan for Jalurkung area. And that's the new TCDC. And this is the master plan for Kudinji area, right? That's the Ratanakosin Island. That's the beginning of the Ratanakosin Island. And there are new development. On this side of the river is planned to have a new tower, observation tower. If you can imagine the Tokyo Sky Tree, right? This is Bangkok Sky Tree. Bangkok Tower, the height is about 450 meters high on this side of the river with the development of the Asiatique nearby it. And right now we are in discussion with the royal property. They are developing the land area about 300 rights in this area. One right is about 1,600 square meters. So you multiply by 300. That's the size of the development that's going to happen on Thonburi side nearby our building. So that's that's the what's that? River Hotel Condominium. Mena Hotel. And that's in this part of the city, you also have some kind of westernization. We have like cloud and urban beautification area that's nice. So this is the scene of the area during the night. So you can see the possibility of developing. But of course, as I told you, and you can feel by yourself going out there, it's not that active. It's not that lively. So in order to make it more, put in more potential, it's not just leave it like this. You need to put in, the ingredients, open space, and outdoor space, more things putting into the area but from the research, we have some research from UDDC, it's a kind of research center. So they say our area is also the area that has the potential to be a walkable city. So there are networks of roadways and pedestrian connections and something like that. So it's in the area. And in the Kudichin area that I just mentioned, there's a bike route. It's also very important for the new generation. They love biking, doing something like that. So overall, in brief, you will see some potential for this area to be developed as the innovation district. So what kind of things that the university is looking at? So how are we going to, mobilize the idea of innovation district? So KMUTT, King Mongkut University of Technology, Chongqing. So it's our strong point is, science and technology and innovation. So the university was thinking about maybe for the future, in the era to come, we need to focus on the idea of the smart city. So the smart city, is have many aspects to it. It can be about healthcare. It can be about people. It can be about the system of management. It can be about energy efficiency. It can be about a smart environment, a smart mobility. EV cars, right? Electric vehicle, and smart infrastructure. And in each area, if you just zoom closer into it, you will find there are many things, because this policy needs to go to the national level and university level. So it's not only related to School of Architecture and Design, but it should be the idea that we can involve people from engineering, from School of Management, IT, liberal arts, that kind of stuff. So there are things that are urban farming, even smart attitudes, very abstract thinking, eco neighborhoods, right? Technology versus livability. So there are all aspects that come with future living or smart cities idea. And that's kind of just pick up the picture that can refer. So there are things related. So at our school, the School of Architecture and Design, we respond to the change by setting up labs. So in our school, we're setting up labs on different things. Fab Lab is about fabrication lab. 3D printing, right? Laser cutting, modules, development and all kinds. Future living, a lot of idea right now. We're working with private sectors on fabrication of or prefabrications of housing units. And if you go to the gas station, before this station, you can see the coffee shop, right? That one was designed by our school as the internet coffee shop. If you go to the gas station, there's one coffee shop inside gas station. The structure, that one was designed by our school, with under the future living lab. So it's the kind of structure that can be adaptable and prefabricated and be used all over Thailand. It's the modular system which will be applied to different gas stations all over Thailand. So that is done from future living lab. Sustainable development really is the lighting labs by Dr. So we are working with SCG, ambient test ambient light system. Able Lab is the full name of it is the Chief Better Living for Elderly. So we are getting to this aging society. So there are a lot of new knowledges about elderly that we need to learn. IAQ, indoor air quality, social innovation, intercultural lab, innovative learning lab, this kind of stuff. So we are responding to that change by creating this kind of teams that will focus on different innovation. And the strategies for the universities that we need to work, step by step towards the goal. Right? In other countries, I think they are rich countries like the United States, Spain, and have a lot of money. So usually they will put the infrastructure on the first step. But as I show you, we are not so rich country. So we better play around first with the existing infrastructure, which, from our analysis, we have enough to start already. So maybe we put that at the later stage. So we will start, what we can do is that we start to do this place painting and programming. That's like TEDx, right? TEDx is one of the activities that can involve people. And we are building up a platform which will involve, we go to the municipalities of Krongsan and Thonburi to discuss, to integrate our activities with municipality management. So our idea should be well accepted by communities and local governments. Now we are not working alone in the building, it's not like that. But we go out and create connections. Ajahn Kanchani Ajanti is going to create bike activities, right? To involve people in the area, for example. Right? This can be many dimensions to it. And then that's the second goal, right? To build up a community. So involvement, because you need collaborations from the local communities, right? And then we are talking with Kasikor Thai Bank, right? And on the top of this building, we will have STIPI. STIPI is the Science and Technology Policy. It's the national agency funding a lot of money, right? Related to science and technology. So we are involving funding agency into this project. So Kasikor Thai Bank is going to come in and funding something. STIPI, NIA, all these agencies going to involve in. And then if we need to improve something, put in more open space or more park, we do that on the later stage. Okay. So we plan the steps in which we can involve the communities. So firstly, maybe we need to inform them, for example, bike activities, can let them know that, okay, KMUTT is here. We are the university, we have the technologies, we have the knowledges, what kind of dreams do you have? If you don't have the knowledges or you don't have the skills, you don't have the facilities, come talk with the university. What kind of things we can provide to you. And maybe we can start by consulting, give some consultation to the communities, and then get them involved, and then collaborate with them. And if they start to be able to walk on their own, and then it's just the process of empowerment. So they can initiate projects on themselves, by themselves, do things on their own. So it's kind of it's not linear. It's not a linear process. So it's a kind of multi-dimensional. So it needs the process of co-creation, co-design of the project. what we are planning to do is that we're going to create what we call a living room on the sixth floor, downstairs. It's a place where we have these physical models of the area. And then we will work with the interactive engineering to create a projection system onto the models. And we will start collecting the information about the area. And we start projecting different layers of information onto the model. So if the government would come in and then we discuss about the traffic, so we project in the information about the traffic. If we talk about the communities, so the information about the community will be projected onto the model and people start to talk about things. So that's what it's like the instrument, for sharing and start mobilizing the ideas. So it would look similar to this, but this is not our. We are testing. We are doing the model on in our school. It's like 1 to 2,500. The model was done by Styrofoam as the prototyping, and if we get to know it well, we build a permanent version of that particular. And now we are talking with people, private sectors and the governmental. So these are the people we are talking to. We used to work with Toshiba, SCT, all these people. So they will, collaborate with the university on different aspects of the project. And this is what we would love it to be like in Boston. So the private sector will then use the fabric of the city using old buildings and create research centers in this area of the city. So it's going to be a living, working, playing area for the young entrepreneurs. So if you look at the housing stocks, you can see that cheap one. Even the labor, the construction workers, they can stay in this area. So that cheap choices of housing stock. And if you would like to live like as you are the management, there are very expensive condominium, the river, the river, or the middle one may be Fuse next to our building, right? Fuse condominium, and a lot more along the train lines. So people can come to work in 15 minutes, right? And they can living, as I say, it's a living, learning, working, playing environment for people. So you can stay here 24 hours. And then instead of you traveling, one way is like 2 hours per trip, right? And if you go back and forth from your house to the workplace, spending 2 hours traveling, it's been 4 hours a day. So that is 1/6 of your time in a day, right? That's quite a lot, right? 1/6 of your time. What does it mean? If you are 60, you are on the train or you are in the cars for 10 years. Can you imagine that? You spend 10 years traveling. Why don't you move in the area and then you travel for 10 minutes? You have more years to go for traveling somewhere else and enjoy your life. Drinking coffee, watching television. Why spending a lot of time, 10 years, traveling back and forth from your house to the workplace? Come stay here. There will be facilities and things surrounding you to support your learning and your business. So that's the idea. So from that, maybe the university will transform itself instead of schools, instead of faculty, the old style of management. Maybe we will turn ourselves into what we call portals portals. So it's reflecting the innovation ecosystem. So maybe there's a design innovation portal, science and technology portal, finance and business management portal, learning portal, community building, and language and communication, because supposedly it's going to be international community anyway. It's not only limited to Thai people, as I before, people from all over the world. So the language and communication will play an important part in connecting people together. So that's the kind of basic idea of that. And just the past Monday, I have a chance to, with the invitation from NIA, so they have this conference, area-based innovation in Asia. So they invited 5 cities all over the world that working on innovation, cities and districts, to share their experiences and ideas. So I was honored to kind of join in and talk with them, discuss with them the ideas. So maybe I will pick up some of the slides that they share to discuss further in class. Should we take a 10-minute break or something?